Hi everyone, happy summer and welcome back to Turn This Way. I want to start today's episode with a question. Have you ever looked at another hospitality business or professional and thought, they were just in the right place at the right time? Maybe they found the perfect location. Maybe they partnered with the right people. Maybe they expanded at exactly the right moment. Maybe they grew an online following very quickly. Maybe it seems like opportunity just keeps finding them. But what if that's only part of the story? What if opportunity isn't simply something that happens to a lucky few? What if it's something we're actually able to recognize because of the mindset we choose to develop? Today's episode is all about the mindset required to recognize opportunity, and just as importantly, the courage and clarity required to act on it. Whether you're dreaming of opening your first hospitality business, or you're considering your second, third, or even 10th location, I believe this conversation is one of the most valuable ones you can have, because opportunities rarely arrive with a flashing sign that says, "Over here, this is the one." More often, they arrive disguised as uncertainty. Let's start by defining what opportunity is. When we hear the word opportunity, most of us picture something big and exciting: a vacant restaurant space in the perfect neighborhood, a great investment, an incredible employee who's passionate, experienced, and reliable, or maybe an unexpected partnership that yields success. But opportunity is rarely the obvious thing. More often, opportunity is simply the intersection of preparation, awareness, and action. Take a quick minute and think about that. Two people can witness the exact same circumstance. One sees risk, the other sees possibility. One walks away while the other builds a business. The difference isn't always experience. It's perspective. We all know that hospitality is an industry that changes constantly. Consumer behaviors shift. Neighborhoods evolve. Technology advances. New dining habits emerge. The operators who continue growing aren't necessarily the smartest in the room. They're often the ones paying attention. They see the opportunities, assess, and then act on them. I'd like you to pause for a moment and think back over the past year. Was there an opportunity you almost dismissed? Maybe a conversation, an introduction, a vacant location, a business idea, or a partnership? Looking back now, would you see it differently today? And I don't mean for this to create self-directed anger that you didn't see or act upon the opportunity. In hindsight, all we can do is learn from our actions. Here's something I've noticed. Most people don't miss opportunities because they lack intelligence. They miss them because of mindset. Sometimes we're moving so fast that we never stop long enough to notice. Being caught up in the never-ending to-do list has so lasered in on what we need to do that we can become blind to opportunities passing us by. Sometimes fear convinces us that uncertainty means don't. Taking action always comes with a certain amount of risk, and for those who tend to be risk-adverse, that feeling of uncertainty will most likely result in blocked opportunity. Sometimes we've become so focused on solving today's problems that we stop looking for tomorrow's possibilities. And sometimes we're simply waiting until we feel completely ready. Here's the challenge with all these reasons, as valid as they are. Hospitality rarely rewards perfect timing. It rewards prepared people who are willing to make thoughtful decisions despite imperfect conditions. That's a very different mindset, and one that can be cultivated if you're ready to work on it. Our brains are fascinating. As I've mentioned in a few of my past episodes, the human brain is designed to protect us. That means they're constantly scanning for threats. What's missing? What could go wrong? What feels uncertain? This tendency to focus on negative events or potential threats rather than positive events or potential gains is called negativity bias. Thousands of years ago, this helped keep us alive. Today, it can quietly convince us not to take calculated risks, especially in business. So the question then becomes, how do we train ourselves to notice possibilities without ignoring reality? The answer isn't optimism, it's awareness. I'm going to hop out of the hospitality world for a few minutes to share a personal story about opportunity. It's actually what inspired this podcast episode. Some of you may know that along with being a mindset coach and readiness interviewer with KRG Hospitality, I'm also a homeschooling mom to our amazing and talented tween daughter. 4 years ago, I was looking for a group for her that would meet up once a week for the school year to work on group projects, build friendships, etc., all while studying about different countries from around the world and their cultures. It didn't exist. There were highly structured co-ops, field trips galore, sports teams, but nothing that filled exactly what we were hoping for. I could have given up on it right there. I'm really glad I didn't. I saw opportunity to create something in a space that may need it, not only benefiting our daughter, but other kids in the homeschooling community. So I created the group. I put it out there to the world, and within an hour, the group was filled. Present day, we have run the group for 4 years, studied over 30 countries, ate some really good ethnic food, because you better believe that if we are learning about different countries and their cultures, we are 100% including food. Memorable experiences and friendships were created, and not just for the students, but for the parents as well. It's been one of the most rewarding and joyful experiences in our homeschool journey, because I saw opportunity and acted on it. I wanted to share this story with you because when you start being mindful of opportunity in any area of your life, it spills over and teaches you to be aware of opportunity everywhere. Debating over and deciding to act on opportunity in one area of your life makes your overall mindset stronger. It's all connected. Here's something I believe deeply. Not every opportunity is meant for every person. There will be opportunities that after careful deliberation you will turn down, and that's fine. But opportunity has an expiration date. Not because someone else will always take it, but because circumstances change, markets shift, buildings sell, people move, momentum fades. One of the biggest mindset shifts we can make as entrepreneurs is understanding the difference between being intentional and being indecisive. Taking time to gather information is wisdom. Waiting endlessly for certainty is avoidance. Those aren't the same thing. So, how do we become better at recognizing opportunity? I'm going to suggest that it starts with 5 habits. Habit 1 is to stay curious. Curiosity notices what certainty overlooks. Teach and remind yourself to ask better questions. Visit different businesses, travel, observe, listen. The best operators are lifelong students. And from various books I've read and documentaries I've watched on the secret to leading a long and happy life, one of the recurring themes, besides the importance of building relationships, is being a lifelong learner. The second habit is to create thinking space. Opportunities are rarely found in constant busyness. It's very hard to stop what you are doing, step back, and spot opportunity. If every minute is spent reacting, there's no room left for imagining. Schedule time simply to think, not solve, think, and reflect on what has been presented to you that may lead to something great. The third habit is to expand your perspective. Talk with people outside hospitality. Read outside your industry. Innovation often comes from connecting ideas that don't normally belong together. Some of the best hospitality concepts borrow ideas from retail, technology, wellness, entertainment. Fresh thinking starts with fresh inputs. The fourth habit is to practice calculated courage. Not every opportunity deserves a yes, but every opportunity deserves a thoughtful evaluation. Ask, what are the risks? What are the rewards? What's the cost of saying no? Sometimes we spend so much energy calculating failure, we kind of forget to calculate regret. And the fifth and last habit is to trust yourself. This might be the hardest one. Many entrepreneurs are waiting for someone else to validate their instincts. Sometimes there won't be validation. There will only be a decision. Confidence isn't something you have before acting. It's something you build because you acted. I'd love you to reflect on this question. What opportunity have I been talking myself out of? Not because it isn't possible, but because it feels uncomfortable. Write it down. Don't decide today. Just acknowledge it. Awareness always comes before action. Hospitality has never been an industry for people who simply wait. It's an industry built by people willing to imagine something different. People who notice, people who adapt, people who learn, people who choose. The next opportunity that changes your business may not arrive looking extraordinary. It may look like a conversation, an observation, a challenge, or a question you haven't asked yet. My friend Claire, a global wealth architect and just like amazing all around person, often states that opportunity often hides in rooms you haven't been in, and that the best opportunities are sometimes the ones we weren't meant to see. I love this, and I'm going to add in that without the right mindset, those opportunities will always remain hidden from view until you train yourself to be open to them. So stay curious, protect your perspective, create space to think, and remember, opportunity isn't reserved for the lucky. More often, it's recognized by those who have prepared themselves to see it. I want to leave you with this thought. As you build your business, don't just ask what you're creating, ask who you're becoming. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. Feel free to connect with me anytime on LinkedIn or Instagram. And until next time, keep moving forward with intention, and as always, turn this way.